If you want to make 150K without paid ads, there's a super fine line you've got to cross. How much you give versus how much you ask. Because if you want a healthy, responsive, and profitable list where people are happy to hand you money and you want this for decades, knowing how to balance how to give and ask is how you're able to pull out multiple six figures per year from your tiny list. But if you make these three mistakes, you start to become emotional and start to need the money. I've seen clients with a solid, responsive list turn quickly cold because they treat their list like an ATM rather than respecting the person on the other side of the screen. And hey, I've always found what not to do a bit more powerful than what to do. So by the end of this video, this is what you're going to figure out. You're going to find out what's the right balance between giving and taking from your email list, the biggest mistake you can make once you start to see profits from your list, and what you need to do every single day if you want to pull in impressive six-figure launch results like this client here. Even if you have a tiny list, Rebecca was able to do it with just under 2,000 people. And Rebecca was the first client I wrote for. I remember being so nervous when I asked for a $1,500 investment. What made me a little bit uneasy more than the money was the size of the list. Like, I had this conception that you have to have a massive list in order to have a successful launch, maybe more than 10,000. But my copy mentor I was apprenticing under at the time told me I had a big advantage. Rebecca had a small and tight community. So that would mean she'd regularly run Facebook Live. She'd answer questions. When people would reply to her emails, she would always be there to respond. She would even take emails she got and then answer them on her podcast. And she even had like a radio podcast as well. The most important thing was that she'd been doing this consistently, about 8 years or so. That's 8 years of building goodwill into a community. So what do you think? 8 years of building a community with goodwill. Makes things a lot easier, don't you think? But Jules, I haven't had a list for 8 years. Can I still pull in impressive results like this? Look, I'd be totally lying if I said you can start this from scratch and get similar results overnight. Ain't gonna happen. However, if you stick with me to the end of this video, I'm gonna give you the exact game plan that I gave for Rebecca so you can also pull in 150K launches, maybe just like her. And step number one is to always focus about warm opt-ins before paid ads. Warm opt-ins from organic traffic equals way easier conversions when you want to make an ask. Whereas cold opt-ins from paid ads, while it might be faster, they don't even know you. There's no like and trust, and they're way more skeptical. And we're starting at how you build your list because it's a foundation for everything, right? Quality list building is a foundation of six-figure launches. So if you want results from your list like Rebecca, I wouldn't make this mistake I'm about to share with you. And I've seen this from managing multiple lists, multiple clients, all running launches. Don't do this. Don't only focus on ads. I've seen clients who run a business where they're solely running off cold ads. Like I said before, cold leads have the hardest time of converting into high ticket offers, not to mention compliance. They don't really know, like, or trust you or respect you, so they're gonna kick up a fuss. And not only that, I'll tell you what, I was on a call with one client and I asked, just out of curiosity, what are your refunds and bounces like? And he opens up his email and he literally types in refunds or cancels or something like that. And you can just see like bang, 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 like Stripe notification failed, Stripe notification failed. And he just shrugged. He's like, yeah, that's just part of the game, I guess. And I was thinking like, how much money are you losing right now? More than that, just so many other questions like, why are so many people not paying and why are you accepting this as the norm? If you do decide to go down the road of paid ads, just so you know, there's a long road ahead. There's literally so many skills you have to be really good at for it to work. It's not enough to just run with the template. You gotta know how the opt-in page works, the whole funnel works. You gotta understand the ad copy. You gotta understand media buying. You gotta understand the follow-up emails. You gotta understand how to write a VSL. You gotta know how to close people on the phone, handle objections. And then we haven't actually even gotten started into how you indoctrinate them into your thinking so they actually finish your program, refer you. Like, there's literally so much involved with solely paid traffic that it's probably the worst idea to only build your list with cold traffic. So what's the alternative? What am I saying? Cold traffic is terrible? Well, no, of course not. It's really good for a quick cash injection. What I'm saying is that if you're gonna build a strong foundation of a list, I would definitely start first with warm organic traffic. As you get my momentum, you clarify your message, then it's smarter to pour some money on that and go with paid, so you have both. So you might be wondering then, what is the best way to grow your list organically? There's heaps of different ways, but I'm just gonna focus on one, and promise me, you're not gonna roll your eyes, okay? Here it is, it's super secret. You ready? You ready? You ready? It's a Facebook group. I know, it's not you. Please get over it. Hear me out. Look, you can pick something else like Discord or School or Circle. The point is, a community is such a powerful selling tool. Think about it. It's like a group setting when you're at like on stage and someone starts running to the back and buying you have that same sort of social proof in a group setting. It's really cool for a launch. Like, be honest with yourself. If you're in a group and you saw past clients come on, you saw people who've achieved a result that you want to feel, and everyone's getting around it so excited, it'd be hard not to feel a bit of FOMO, wouldn't it? That's why groups are one of the best ways to grow organically, but I know there are heaps of other really good ways. Like personally, I'm using YouTube videos to grow my list. I'm also using guest podcasting. But when it comes to promotion and back to the whole theme of this video, how can you replicate a 150K launch just like Rebecca with a tiny list? The answer is a group. Well, having a group alongside your email list, they're both really good. Let's just say you run your first successful promotion. You had a nice payday. You're feeling excited. You built your list up. There's a bit of a community. But this is a mistake that is going to absolutely destroy your list. And it's what I call random acts of marketing, or in most cases, winging it. Hey, I'm going to be first to say that I absolutely love winging it. I'm pretty sure, I'm 95% sure that I've got ADHD and I suck at planning. It also doesn't help that a lot of my wins have just come from just pulling out of my butt at the last minute. I'll tell you what, so many entrepreneurs have this bad habit as well. The problem is that I've seen winging it work, and I've also seen it just completely backfire. The way it backfires is that it's very obvious when you're treating your list like an ATM. I'll give you an example. I remember getting these messages from one of my clients being like, Jules, we need quarterly targets. Can you write this freaking launch? And this is like on a Saturday night and the launch was due next Friday. Oh my God. So, you know, I'm probably like, yeah, no stress. Like, yeah, I can do that in a couple of days. That's no problem. I'm just like, got 10 clients. Then of course, I knock it out of the park and, you know, it's to their subconscious brain, it feels like, oh, that worked. I can get away with just being disorganized. And then it happens again. Last minute, December 24th, the day before Christmas, I get another message being like, Jules, you need to make sure we hit our 2023 targets. Can you write another launch for me? And I was like, bro, like we're gonna fatigue the list. We just did a promo 3 weeks ago. I would highly recommend not doing another promo. And he's like, just write it anyway, just do it. And we need to hit the targets. All right, don't tell me I told you so. Wrote that launch, predictably, only a couple sales probably rolled in. It was a complete bomb. So yeah, if you've also had crazy clients bang down on your door, asking you to do last minute things, and then, you know, a little bit ungrateful, make sure I get to hear you with some thumbs up in the comments, like, because I can't be alone here. Rebecca, on the other hand, she is smart. She knows that only launching twice a year is the perfect cadence for her audience. Because she knows, okay, I'm launching in January and then I'm also gonna be launching in September. There's no mad rush to make money. She doesn't have commission breath and she has ample runway to tell stories, to build up content, to build anticipation. It doesn't feel rushed. On top of that, when you're giving all this goodwill and then when you make an ask just occasionally, man, it's so easy to just close these people because they're just ready to say yes. So here's my suggestion. Figure out how much you can realistically make from your list size. So here's how you would do that. First, you're gonna figure out how much your offer costs. Then you're gonna figure out how many calls you're gonna generate or roughly how many sales you're gonna make with your course. And if you're selling a course, you got to do a rough estimation of the conversion rate. Then if you have a list size and you can work backwards from how many sales you have, you can actually work out how many people you need to have in order to make your target. Then you ask yourself, how many times a year do I need to promote in order to hit this financial target? It's all numbers. And a popular launch cycle strategy is about 3 per year. So we've established it, we're gonna be launching 3 times a year. We're not gonna be ad hoc. Then what do? Well, you're gonna build anticipation for your launch. Just like a Hollywood movie, people are gonna feel amped up to buy your thing. So how do you do that? Well, here's how you do it. Nothing should be random when it comes to content. Everything should be strategic. So how do you write content that's strategic leading up to a launch so people are predisposed to buy? Well, I've actually got lots of other videos in great detail I'll point to at the end of this video, but for now, I'm gonna give you a brief rundown. This is how it's possible to generate 6 figures from a list. It comes down to micro content. Let's call it strategic micro content to be cool. I'm gonna make up a fictitious brief. I'm gonna imagine that you're launching a coaching program on how to close more clients in the Twitter DMs. And if you were working with me, I would do this exact exercise to work out what is your content plan. So pull out a piece of paper and write this down. No, seriously, like write this question down. It is so powerful. What do people need to believe in order to buy? What do people need to believe in order to buy? Such a powerful question. And just go crazy writing all the beliefs. So they need to believe in this fictitious Twitter random suggestion that the Twitter DMs is a fast and viable way to get clients, that it's not complicated to create and get started. Here's another one. They don't need to get on the phone to close people. That's sexy, right? And hopefully you're going to end up with about 30 different things that people are going to believe. And then now your job is to categorize them. And I borrowed this concept from Russell Brunson. Love him or hate him. This concept's really powerful. First, you have your vehicle beliefs. So things like, does Twitter DMs closing actually work? Then you have your internal beliefs. And this is where people get really stuck up on past failures. People have burnt them before. Spouses saying they can't do that. These are all the reasons why someone says, I can't do it. And you're gonna have heaps of these ones. Then you're gonna have your external beliefs like, I can't do this because of time, money, resources, what's going on in the world, things that are external from their control. And the cool part is every time you're on a sales call or you're in the DMs or someone comments on social media and they give you some sort of belief that they're struggling with, you just put it in the buckets. And now you have these 3 buckets with many different talking points. This is your content strategy leading up to your launch. That way, when you open the doors, we've hopefully predisposed a lot of the people who are ready to buy that they're just gonna hand the money. As simple as that. And the part that's really cool is that people have really short memories. We've done about 30 different stories. You can match different stories with different hangups, belief objections, and still have the same objective. And the thing is that you don't even need client story after client story after client story in your content. It's probably just as good to bring your own story into it when you're in their position as a prospect. It's way more persuasive, it's personal, and sometimes you don't actually even have to sell on that content. You can just be like, I know how you feel, I've been here before. In fact, these little personal anecdotes, these are something I encourage my clients to do on the email profits roadmap we do together. These are the hidden stories that most people aren't aware of that are actually going to convert the best with their clients. And these personal stories are how you separate from everyone else who's just selling them stuff. Like, we're building a relationship between you and your clients or future clients, you know what I mean? Like prospects, I'm just trying to be respectful here because building a relationship with your list is the secret to consistent 150K plus launches, just like Rebecca, year on year on year. The money is in the relationship in the list, not how big it is. So I've covered so much here. Let's recap. First is to focus building your list on warm, quality opt-ins, primarily from organic traffic. This is how they're gonna know, like, and trust you much better than someone from paid traffic. The second thing is don't wing it. Like, actually plan ahead how you're gonna do a marketing schedule. The last thing you wanna do is burn your list because you need some last minute money. That's the secret to a super responsive list for years. And the third part is to ask yourself the question, what do people need to believe in order to buy? That is your content strategy leading up to this launch. But thinking about this can be a bit of a pain, can be a bit of a hassle. I've done this for dozens of clients, and if you're interested to jump on my email profits roadmap call, so if this is something you want done for you, I just pull it all out of your head. We give you a plan and have that ready to go for the next 6 to 12 months. How much easier would that be? If that interests you, click the link below to book a time with me. We'll have a quick chat to see if the email profits roadmap is the right thing for you. And if not, I'll just point in the right direction where to start from there. If you're not ready for this call and you got some value out of this video, make sure you give this video the thumbs up. My name is Jules Dan. Thanks for watching.